Hello everyone, welcome for this new weekly community show. Thank you very much for joining us today. I have a little word to tell you if you are watching this video on YouTube. First of all, thank you so much for watching our video. Do not forget to like them. But also, I am very sorry and I do apologize because I have not been very regular in editing and publishing the past community show on YouTube lately. So this episode will be a little bit particular because I'm going to catch up with my delay. So we will be speaking about the new patch, all the patch notes in detail, but I will also probably gather some little piece of discussion that we had in the previous show that I have not published on YouTube. So I'm making one show out of 3 shows basically. So in this video, you will have everything you need to know. You will find everything classified in chapter for your convenience, so it's pretty easy to navigate the video and get exactly the information that you want and skip what does not interest you. Today, we are having the patch of September. That being said, the patch of September is a little bit smaller than a usual patch. I have not even done a trailer for this patch. Why? Because we have been really working on the anniversary celebration. The anniversary celebration will probably start around the 15th October, as that's the date of our anniversary. But you will have the news about that very soon on social media, in a newsletter, on the forum and Discord, obviously. The other reason is that we have been working a lot on the alchemy system. Therefore, this patch is a little bit reduced. You don't have a lot of new content, but we still have different things to feature and to speak about in this episode. So let's get started immediately with everything you can expect for this patch. September 26, what's new? This month brings a number of bug fixes that has been evading us for quite some time. A good chunk of our development time this month has been spent on preparing the alchemy system, and we're very excited to share it with you in the near future. Stay tuned. And as I said, the anniversary preparation as well. So bug fix improvement tech, upgraded to the latest Unity 2021 minor revision 2021.3.30F1. This update brings minor bug fixes and performance improvements. It also includes back-end improvement to DLSS to reduce ghosting. We have no control over those parameters. This is just what Unity said in their patch notes. This version also includes a fix for Mac OS to remove random CPU spikes, a bug which I reported over a year ago. Fixed a bug in the cooling system that has been eluding me and plaguing the project for 4.5 years. This bug caused a number of cooled objects, torches, particle system, light, human texture resolution to not properly enable-disable when moving in and out of range. Fixed an issue that was preventing clients from properly disconnecting from the social server. This may have caused players to show as online when they were not, and potentially multiple characters from the same player to show as online at the same time. Fixed a bug that was allowing NPC calls for help to consider nearby dead target. This had no effect other than reducing the number of valid calls for help an NPC could make. So basically the fight will now be more difficult. Yay! No, I'm kidding. But maybe. Fixed a bug with negative haste applied to an NPC that could cause them to stop attacking altogether. Fixed a bug that allowed longbow and crossbow to attack large creatures at point-blank range. So basically, longbow and crossbow have a certain distance to respect. You have the distance, of course, the max distance that you can reach your target, but you also have a minimal distance that you have to respect. If you don't want to do that, if you want to be able to be in melee range with a ranged weapon, you need to use a short bow. Therefore, this was a bug that were allowing players to use a longbow and a crossbow and avoiding the limitation with a big creature, because the big creature was so big that you could bypass it, but now not anymore. Fixed a bug that allowed player to bypass the global cooldown for abilities. This should also resolve a number of issues related to skill animation being skipped. And that was just to spam your button. Now you cannot do that anymore, which is good. It's not Elder Scrolls Online with animation cancellation, if you see what I'm talking about. Fixed a bug causing players to get stuck in a sitting animation if they looted while sitting. Fixed a bug causing Ashen Mob to not have proper aggro when spawned. Reminder that the Ashen creature will know of all the previous targets, but everyone's threat gets reset to 1. Fixed a bug that caused someone with 3,000 hunting lock kills to continually get a perk unlocked message when they continued to kill that creature, which is annoying, obviously. Fixed next to sunrise sunset event time not accounting for time zone differences applies to Middlelands, Highlands, Dryfoot and Grimstones, because we do have time zone in Embers Adrift. Environment, art. Fixed a stuck spot in Middlelands and New Haven City. Fixed a floating cliff in Grimstone Canyon that I reported, I think. Fixed an animation delay issue with Sedation Dart. Fixed clipping issue with a short sleeve shirt. Removed various non-functional ladders. We want more functional ladders, not less. Ember stones will now more gracefully adjust their brightness when their fill level change. Weapons are now hidden while put away in first-person mode, and minor prop LOD adjustment. Interface. Improved role icon contrast to be more consistent. Role icons are now colored based on the base role. Strikers are red, supporters are green, and defender are blue. This is really nice, by the way. It really adds something. The duelist role icon has been changed to a scale which represents balance. It was previously using the same icon as the striker base role. This is also a very good change. Interface text that has tooltip will now change the cursor accordingly. Auto attack are now grayed out slightly in the combat log for easier reading. Improved tooltip and functionality for the skull icon on your nameplate that indicates a missing bag. Icon now show correctly when your bag is in a different zone. If your bag is in a different zone, the tooltip will tell you which zone it is in, which will be very, very, very useful. If you are in the same zone as your bag, the tooltip will indicate the distance to your bag. That also will be very useful. Fixed a bug that prevented non-subscribers from right-clicking to send item to the bank. LFM level range is now 2 separate input fields. Fixed a bug with input fields in the social interface that could sometimes interrupt input. Added a description to Rapier tooltip indicating that they require an empty offhand. Eagle Eye now has an overhead graphic. And added /command aliasing, which should help clean up the help and list command list. We will know how far away our bags are in Embercroft. Yeah, exactly. Design. Advantage, disadvantage now rolls the hit twice. Advantage, disadvantage now roll the hit dice twice and takes the higher lower result. This is in addition to the damage dice, which it already does. Ashen Bear abilities reduce in damage and range, increase cooldown. Drolsk Fatal Blow no longer penetrate armor. This is also something that has been reported very recently. So you see, friends, we're listening to your feedback. We take it seriously. Ant hills and rat nests will now clean up additional spawn when the health returns to 100% and no player are around. Prevent ant hills and rat nests from alerting other hill and nest. And this is something really nice, because this is something we have been testing during our QA play together with the dev. So the players, we were not a lot of players, we were like 6, 7, 8 maybe, including the dev. So we had like 2 group and a half, and we were testing the new ant hills. And that's when we discovered this problem, and that Adrift was really alerted about it and made the change. So guys, now you can go back and kill some ant hills. It's going to be alright. It's not going to be impossible anymore. Okay? So try it on. I'm really curious to know what you think about it. Reduce until assist radius. Fixed Ashen Loot table missing recipe for level 33 and 43. This is something that has been reported as well, that the Mandrake in the new Ember Vein did not drop the recipe. You know, the famous tea recipe? Now it should. Increase the Nave Agent's radius for worms to reduce the chance that they will move to spots that you cannot. So that also is something that has been reported recently. So now the flatworm, you know, those little squishy or bug flies or butterflies, people call them different names. They are colorful and you can chase them and have a buff. Well, this has been reworked. Feared mobs now move slower than they did previously. This is going to be really nice. New quest, Dreadful Revenge. This quest is only accessible to certain players based on past quest choice to make up for missing out on the rewards. No more explanation than that. Minor dialogue improvement to clarify Magda quest. Alright, new stuff, pattern and dies. That's really nice. It's something you have been asking for, guys. Pattern and dies. Crafter, rejoice. Added crafting die and pattern. Those are optional components for clothes, shirt, pants and gloves to change the color and style of those items. Note that the inclusion of patterns, the base visual of the shirt's recipe has been standardized. All previously crafted items will retain their current color and visual. So in future, when you will create a shirt, you will be able to choose a pattern and a dye if you want to change the look of your shirt and the color of your shirt. Subzone tag, added subzone identification tag. /woo, friends, group, guild, etc. will now show any subzone that the player may be in. This applies to the different Ember Veins, Aquifer, Car / Undercroft, and Richer Reach plus Exile Freehold. Woo update. /woo results are now sorted and formatted more cleanly. Anonymous user will be first, followed by the result in level order. These now include a character level, role, name, zone, subzone, and guild. If those things match, they will be italicized. For example, if someone in your woo result shows someone in your group, in your guild, or in your zone, then the name, the guild, or the zone will be italicized and colored slightly differently. I suppose you understand that. You don't need an explanation. /woo result now show a character's role as an icon to save space. The icon has a tooltip of the full role name as well. Here is a quick preview of some of the woo results. Note that this image does not include any guild name, but rest assured that they will be included in your result. So here it is. You can see that you have level, the number of the level. You have the role. You can see that Smartbone was in Meadowlands during this screenshot, as well as Elloa and Marcus. I wonder what we were doing. Aluna was in Northreach. Ah, slacker. Kidding. So that was just a little private joke to my group. The new ant hill. Look at this beauty. That's hidden, and that's hidden because it will be a surprise. But there's something else behind those. But enjoy the new anthills. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? So Sly Bankai, the new quest that has been added this month, it's not a new quest that everyone can do. It's, how can I say? It's a correction for a quest that had a missing part. And so it will be a quest that every new player that start that quest specifically, they will have a new option if they choose a certain path. And the player that have done that quest and choose a certain path and then miss out on the reward will now have a possibility to redo that quest to have the reward. So, if you have done a quest in the past where you were very frustrated because the choice you made you not have a reward, now you can go back to that quest giver and do another quest to have a reward. Okay? That stay very vague, but if you know, you know. Hello, Geeky One. The new anthill look like an acorn. Oh, you're nice, Marbone. That's not what Alice have said. Alice had a totally different idea. You see, Alice? That's what innocence is. Just kidding. So 2 new additional visual similar in shape and function will be revealed soon. Monolith to Embering teleport added September the 5th, but we are speaking about it in this show right now, in case you missed it. So in case you missed the patch note from September 5th, we introduce a new feature that will significantly reduce the travel time required to meet up an adventure. Your map will now display the teleport buttons below discovered Ember rings when you are near the zone monolith. I find it helpful to think of the monolith network as train stations that take you between zone and the monolith to Ember ring network as bus stop that take you to different spots within the zone. Click on of the teleport button will invoke a confirmation dialog. Once confirmed, you will be transported to your Ember ring of choice. A couple of notes to keep in mind. Regarding the teleport button, will only show when a map exists and if you are in range of an Ember monolith. This means that this feature cannot be utilized inside of dungeon or outdoor dungeon-like scenes, stronghold, freehold, reach, etc. It will only show if you have an Ember stone. Will only show under discovered Ember ring within the same zone. This means that you cannot go from Dryfoot to Dryfoot Stronghold or to Red Shore to Freehold Ridge even if they show on the same map, because they are a different scene, remember. Will only be interactable if you have at least 5 Ember Essence in your Ember Stone. Only refresh when you leave and return to within range of the monolith. In other words, if you do not have 5 Ember Essence and somehow acquire 5 Ember Essence while remaining in range of the monolith, then you will need to move away and back toward it to refresh the button. So that's something, it's a case that should happen very rarely, because usually you don't have any reason to suddenly gain 5 Ember Essence while still in range of the monolith, but just in case, you know how to fix this. Those teleports play by the same rules as monolith, mainly that they cannot be used while in combat. This is a one-way trip. Once you leave the monolith, you will have to return to the monolith to use this feature again, so you cannot teleport from an Ember ring to the monolith. This is an example of map in New Haven Valley. You can see that you have not discovered that Ember ring, which is here, so you don't see it and you don't see a teleport. Obviously, you are in range of the monolith. You can teleport to any of those Ember ring over there. And that's it. That's for the month of September. So, As I was saying earlier, the patch of September is a little bit smaller. There is less content. There is no new content, actually. There is more quality of life improvement, but a lot of preparation for the anniversary celebration that are going to be really, really cool, and for the alchemy that will be finished for next patch, so at the end of October. So guys, a lot of good things to look forward. First of all, I really would like to invite you all to our anniversary. If it's a long time you have not been checking Embers Adrift, this will be the best time to come back to the game. Remember, we will organize an open weekend, obviously, so you can bring your friend that do not have the game yet, but also if you are already possessing the game, you do not have to subscribe anymore, so you can really jump in for the celebration without feeling forced to subscribe. Remember that. So we really want to open this event to celebrate with you 1 year of anniversary. It's quite an achievement for a team of our size to have been adventuring this crazy adventure and providing monthly content almost, and reach this point. So we want to celebrate that with you, and we hope that you're going to come back to the game, bring back your friends, bring your community, contact your guild, and have a very big celebration with a lot of people for the month of October. This is going to be really, really cool. This also compiled with the Halloween event. If you remember what we did last year, this will be the same thing but better. So expect cool stuff to happen. For the anniversary, besides what the developers are preparing as a surprise for you guys, I am working with the content creator to prepare a stream marathon and also a few surprises. Hopefully we have the time to prepare everything. So I'm really doing my best to create an event that you will be able to remember forever. So hope to see you all during this time. The date will be announced officially, but considering that the anniversary is the 15th of October, I would imagine that it's probably around that date. Probably. So mark it on your calendar already. Guys, this is the dungeon schedule. I've published this thread on the forum. I'm going to read to you, but check it out if you want. Greeting, community. Hi. I originally planned to organize this dungeon schedule for our anniversary celebration. Suggestion from Arcs. Shout out to Arcs. He's streaming at Arcs. But I think we need to do this now. We are a small community, and this can be a problem for players that play on off time, meaning the time where there is less player online, or are not part of an active guild, because either they have no guilds or they have a small guild, like with just a few family members, for example. The developers are working tirelessly to add more content and improve the overall game, but this takes time and we need immediate solution to organize fun playtime for current players and encourage other players to join the fun, even if it's only for a couple of evenings here and there. Therefore, that's why I want to create the dungeon schedule. So this is a Google spreadsheet that will help us to organize dungeon run up to 2 weeks in advance. I will be using this schedule to organize events on Discord and promote those events in the LFG chat. I need volunteers to sign up this sheet and take upon them to organize group. I will, in return, promote your event to the best of my capability. So you can see the event here on this screenshot in case you didn't know where it was on Discord. This is the Google spreadsheet. Let's have a look upon them. There it is. So it is a 2-week spreadsheet. Obviously, I will rework on it every week. And then you can see how to do here. That's the time. That's the name of the dungeon plus the level. The name of your Discord name and your character name so people can just contact you, and the number of slots there is left in your group. And then if you're streaming, you can mention it if you want people to join a voice chat, you can mention that too. So let's say, for example, here that's my group for tomorrow. We are doing Aquifer Undercraft, which is for level 25 plus. I am on Discord, it's Elloa, and in-game it's Elloa with an H. There's only 2 slots left, and we're streaming that, obviously, and you don't need to join a voice chat. That being said, for this particular example, the group is now complete, or should be. So you guys, I invite you to take upon you if you want. You don't feel forced, but I will really would like to have volunteer to organize group so people can join up. And people can know in advance, oh, cool, there's a group on Tuesday, 3 October. I am free during that time. Oh, yeah, we'll join that. So I really try to find solution that we can put in place to promote grouping up with players, especially for players that are not online. So it's one thing to create a group with the people that are online, but it's another thing to prepare a group in advance, event in advance, so people can decide to join up. So why are we completing this spreadsheet? So I can create the dungeon event on Discord. Otherwise, it's going to be complicated. Once the event is created on Discord, you can easily promote it. So that's my goal, that's what I want to do, because it seems that just the LFG channel was not enough. So let's see if it works. Maybe it's a very bad idea, but maybe it works and it will be nice. So if you can, do it. How to do as a leader. If you want to lead a group, sign up the cheat with the time, CDT, Austin time. So pay attention to that. So it's the same time for everyone. The dungeon plus level, your Discord name, your character name and a class, and the number of slots available. If you are streaming, mention it and add your address for some free self-promotion. If you want to use a voice chat, add the group chat you will be using. A proper group needs to have 1 defender, 1 supporter and 1 striker plus 3 random. Let's not be picky, okay? We're not saying I want a brigand and a berserker in my group, blah blah blah. No, we just stay simple. I will be publishing the schedule in advance on Discord and our forum and create a specific event on Discord for each dungeon run. How to do as a player? Do you want to join one of those dungeon groups that you have seen promoted? If you want to join a group and save your spot, contact the leader in advance on Discord by private message or in-game. You can also show up in-game at the right time and contact the leader in-game in case there is a spot open. But you might also not have a spot open if you do that. We can complain all we want that our community is small. This will not summon more players and will not make us enjoy our playtime. However, organizing ourselves more efficiently, being proactive in organizing events will help active players to spend a good time together, and that may bring back some friends. Remember that the subscription is now optional. You have a good argument to convince your friends to come and join your dungeon event, even if they do not play regularly. I hope this helps. There it is. So that's one of my initiatives to help out with grouping and organizing event. I hope you like it. In any case, you can check out this post on the forum. You will find the same on Discord as well. There it is. So what do you think about this initiative, guys? Is it a good idea? Will you create some events? Yeah, I want to discuss about an idea that a player have been sharing. So sometimes I do that. I speak about the news, what the community is bringing, and it's a subject that I find really interesting to discuss about. So I hope that we are going to have a nice debate over here. Get ready to discuss and to share your opinion live. Alliance chat might be useful. Minno is sharing this. I have a small guild, and by small I mean just myself and my son. I have thought about either asking other players to join or possibly disbanding my guild to join one of the larger guilds. Here are my issue with both scenarios. I like having my own distinct guild, so disbanding it just don't feel right. But this is a group-centering game and my son and I need more people to quest with. But it doesn't seem to be fair to bring in other players to my guilds because at the moment, my son and I only play on the weekend when we have free time. So this got me thinking of other games I've played in the past where smaller guilds could join an alliance and they had access to alliance chat, which allowed them to do all the things the larger guild could do, like getting enough players from the alliance to do group questing. Now, I know you can just ask for people to group up in regular chat, but for some reason a lot of players won't join up with strangers, but will readily join a group when asked in guild chat. If there was an alliance chat, then the smaller guilds will be able to pull their respective players, much like the larger guilds do now. Anyone thinks this as merit, or any suggestion on my predicament and whether I should just disband my guild and join one of the big 3 guilds? So there is different answers over here, but I want to discuss about the original post, not so much about the answer that has been given in this thread. You are very welcome to read the whole thread if you want and to participate in that discussion on the forum. So my opinion related to the alliance chat. I find this idea has merit and not specifically for an alliance of several guilds, but that could work for that too. So let me explain better. I really like when game allow you, and it's not something always easy to do, allow you to have your guilds, but also be part of other social group. For example, Elder Scrolls Online, Guild Wars 2 and some other game are doing this in different way. Elder Scrolls and Guild Wars 2 will allow you to be part of 5 different guilds, meaning you can be part of your personal guild, like Mino, himself and his son, and that's it. But at the same time be part of a bigger guild, because if they want to do some content or whatever. In some other game you could really choose, okay, I want to be part of a roleplay guild, but I also want to be part of a PvP guild, and I want to be part of a trading guild. You can have different guilds for different purpose and you wanting to join them for different reason. So in Embers Adrift we're not going to do multi-guilds, even if it's something we have been discussed about internally. This is not something we can easily do with the guild system that we have at the moment. So it will really mess things up. We have not been creating our social system under that idea. So it's probably not going to be something we can do. However, the alliance has a lot of merit, and I'm going to say you why. Because everyone can stay in their own guilds, and then you can have an alliance. It could be an alliance, and that could be just a chat. For example, in the same way in Final Fantasy, you have your free company, which is the equivalent of your guild, and then you have a link shell. And a link shell is basically just a chat and a roster. And I think that's really great. And I think that for me, the Final Fantasy way of tackling things, and Wildstar was doing the same, you have your guild that has different perk and different organization, and you have the rank and the permission and stuff like that. And when the system is evolved, you may have a guild bank and certain benefits to a guild. And then you have circles or link shells or alliance or whatever, which is basically a chat with a roster, so you can see the list of people and you can discuss, you have access to a chat. In Embers Adrift it will be very useful for smaller guilds to get together. For example, high-level player that may be part of different guilds. For new players that just start the game, they could have their newbie alliance where they short tip and trick and whatnot. It could be a very good idea for role player that want to experience the role play side of things, or for traders that want to trade with other player. Well, you have the trade channel, so that might be a little bit redundant, but you see my point. There's a lot of different reasons why an alliance chat could be useful in Embers Adrift. What is your take on this? Genra is saying, I think it will be similar to the sub-only channel. We'll possibly divide community when we need to come in together. I would say join one of the larger guilds and just send a tell if you need to talk to your son. We should all be one alliance and just utilize world chat or trade chat as a whole community, if not in a specific guild. Well, I agree with you on that regard, but I think the alliance could be different in its also, and that's something that have been written here. Look, so that's what I have been chatting about it, because maybe I should have started by that. I think the alliance status is married, but at the moment, in the current state of the community, I would suggest to you to use the global chat as main of discussion and suggest it above. This is what I encourage players to do. Use global chat, use the LFG Discord chat to set up groups in advance and or warn offline player that a group is forming. So yes, like, I agree with what you say. I don't think it will divide. I think, like, at this point, being part of the big guild is as divisive as having different chats, except that when you are in a different chat, you are not affiliated with something. I do believe that for some people, it might be nicer to stay with their friend guilds, or to have their own guild or something like this, because they want their own guild name, and maybe they don't want to affiliate themselves with this group or this group. And so I will not really push players to be part of the biggest guild. I would rather suggest players to use the global chat and you know, the other chat that has been put in place. So yeah, in a sense, I really agree with you. But at the same time, I think it could be a very nice idea, maybe in future. Soulchaser is saying, the problem here seems more like the guild closing their door for outsider, which I can't understand in a game like this. I mean, there is no gain in keeping to themselves, as there is no real competition if I'm not mistaken. Having alliance, however, won't hurt either. But I don't really think that bigger guilds are closed up. Not intently, at least. I think they might have their static group, but there's a lot of the big guild, I know them, that are grouping up with other players. So I don't think at this moment it is like some people are describing, that you have some group that never talk with other. Maybe I'm mistaken, but I really don't have the feeling it's the case. Now, if I'm wrong, please do open up and share with me. So Alice is saying, well, you know what I feel about it, Elloa. It was one of the first things I spoke about back when guild were the new tech. Multi-guild or alliance type chat, or some way for guild to communicate and get together. I think something to help guild connect in-game would be amazing. Yes, and like I've said, the multi-guild is not something that is doable at this point. But I do believe that the alliance chat might be easier, and I think I would prefer that solution. This is not what we're talking about. We're talking about Embers Adrift, and in Embers Adrift there is no vaccination, because there is no disease in Embers Adrift, except frogs poison and spider poison. It's true that we do not have a dispel poison, right? But we don't have disease in Embers Adrift so far. That being said, in Highland Hills, there is a plague, but the player cannot catch it. I don't know, the blight is a disease. Yeah, that's true, Alice, exactly. I almost forgot about it. But it is not transmissible to the players, thankfully. Alright. Do you have any other question related to the, or any reflection related to the alliance? So I think that there's good points in the things, and I do believe like the sub channel is really not used, but we're not removing it because it might be useful at some point. Again, who knows? But right now I agree with you, Genra. The sub channel is not really useful, but it's not very used either. Smartbone is saying, just create creature that spreads the disease in the game. Do you really want that, Smartbone? Are you not going to regret those words? Do I need to share that with the dev team? Maybe more rabbit, raccoon. Oh, I see. So Chaser is saying more work for the supporter then. Well, if you have some kind of disease and such, we will need to have it will be nice, but then you will need to have some dispel mechanic. I would love that. That would be very interesting. You see, you will have, for example, the warlord that can dispel poison. You will have the duelist that can dispel disease, and you could have the sentinel that can dispel mental control, for example. That could be really cool. Alice is saying, I don't know, as a guild leader, I try to make sure people I play with know they are welcome to join our guild if they wish, and if they don't, they are still welcome to hang out with us anytime. Well, like I say, I see people from plenty of different guilds grouping together. It might just be the organization, the pre-organization. Like you will be part of a guild and you're preparing in advance. Okay, tonight we have a rendezvous and we're doing this together. Well, that's the point of having a guild, isn't it? So Chaser is saying, back on topic, if they are guild, they should be alliance as well. What additional harm could it do? Well, I understand the point of Genra, and what Genra was pointing out is that it might divide the community more. Because then you will have too much sub-chat. So I do not think that it's something needed to do right now, because the community is too small and therefore we're better off to all be on the same channel. But I do believe that it could be interesting, and I'm thinking specifically for certain needs. Like all the high player have an alliance. This is not to exclude the lower level player, it is just to be able to organize yourself more easily when you're a higher level player. And so you know who is online, etc. But for now, the community is so small that it is not useful. You can just do /woo and you find everyone on the server. Once we are developing, hopefully it's going to happen, once we're developing, the alliance ID will make more sense, because then you will want to have the possibility of discussing about roleplay exclusively with all the players that are interested into roleplay. Alice is saying, like, I don't know, I don't think telling people to just join one of the largest guilds is the answer either. After Dark is a pretty small guild, but we have been one of the most consistent guilds since the beginning, so join one of the larger guilds isn't the answer. I think strengthening the bond and relationship between guilds is a better solution. I will say that, I agree with that too. In the sense where some people also don't want to be part of a large guild for social reason. Some people don't like the atmosphere of a large guild. Gilred the Grey saying, we will need to be an alliance when the Blight invade from the Bloodbeater mothership anyhow, right? Yeah, probably. Anyway, I found that it was an interesting topic, so I'm putting the link here if you want to discuss this discussion. If there's an alliance chat, everyone needs to create their own guild and join the alliance, and it will be World 2.0, World Chat 2.0. Yes. No, but I thought that the alliance chat could be useful for more specific subject that's specifically for an alliance, so to speak. It should not even be called alliance. That's because I'm using the word, the term that Mino is using, but it could be called a circle, for example. And you will have a circle for roleplay, you will have a circle for crafting, you know, stuff like that. There we are. So it's a little extract of Oldmanpainkiler, which is playing. He has been recreating a new character to relearn the game. And now I think he's back on his older character. He did ladder guilds at the release of the game, and he was organizing a lot of events, streaming a lot. He didn't play for several months, and now he's back. He has reapproached the game and relearned how to play, and now he's back with his main character. So I wanted to find the guild, the stream where Alice is speaking a lot, but apparently it's not that one. So it's not the correct VOD. Oops, I made a mistake. No, Twitch drops, that's not something we will do anytime soon, Stormanigan. Not because it's a horrible idea, but simply because it's going to be very difficult to put in place. And also, what shall we drop? That would be a question. So guys, give a follow to this streamer. He's sleeping at the moment, so it will be super cool if you could give him some more follower. So when he wake up, he will have a nice surprise. In case you didn't know, we now organize a weekly game on Discord. This is just for fun. It's a little silly thing. It's not a big deal, but it's funny. And there's a lot of people participating actually, so it's pretty cool. The weekly game every week perform a simple task for a chance to be selected and win 1 gold coin. The reward is small, but it's mostly symbolic. It's just to encourage you to participate and have fun. Weekly game on Discord. This is a new little activity that I'm organizing for you guys, hoping that you will find it silly and fun at the same time. Every week you will have a silly little task to perform for a chance to be selected and win 1 gold. The task will be level agnostic, so everyone, including new player, can participate. Each week during the community show, the game will be presented. Player will have 1 task to perform during that week and post it on Discord with a screenshot as proof in a special channel dedicated to the minigame. Each participant will be assigned a number. Next community show, I will pick a number randomly. The player associated with will win 1 gold. Those minigame or weekly quests will always be different, a little bit silly, and hopefully you will find it fun to engage with them. It is absolutely optional and the reward is mostly symbolic. The main goal is to have fun together. And I've been forgetting to add the things over here, so I will be better with that. I've been announcing the winner on Discord every week, but I forgot to do it on the forum. Alright, so let's take the Discord thing. Alright, so here we have the weekly game of last week, sorry. So what was the game last week? Take a screenshot including yourself pursued by a train of mob. Need to be at least 3 mob pursuing you to count. More the better, obviously. Difficulty of mob does not matter. You can be alone or with friends. 1 screenshot per character/player. Alright, so let's see what people have been coming up with. First of all, Soul Chaser is here with a little pack of smuggler. It is pretty dark, but you can see the character of Soul Chaser here, and you have like 4 or 5 smuggler over there, and they are blue, so it's not even cheating with their... well, cheating. Taking it easy, I mean. Here we have Mal, which has a lot of... oh my god, look at all those shrieks. Did he survive? I don't know. Look at the number of shriek he got. That's a big train. It's a big train of mob. I don't know if it was in a group or anything, but it's pretty fun. So that's Mumblish. Oh, Mumblish is also with a big pack of smuggler. Look at that. He gathered the whole camp over there. Here we have Kayakzona. Yay! kayak zona. Very fun. With a lot of grassblade mandrake. Oh my god, she's about to die. That's a train. She doesn't seem to run, but it's definitively a train. So that's Marcus. It has to be crocodile, right? And that's Marcus followed by tree crocodile. The famous crocodile hunter, right? Being hunted by crocodile. And then we have here Aluna Star with a series of lumberjack behind her. Look at this. Oh my god. And our last participant, Katira Stalia, which is in Middleland in the exile fort with a big bunch of exile pursuing her and a wolf to match the banner, I guess. It's very artistic. There we go. So we have 7 participants this week. We're going to pick up the winner right now. It's 1 to 7 because we have 7 participants. Good luck, everyone. Let's see who's just going to be the winner. We're going to spin this. Thank you, thank you. All right. Who is the winner this week? Who got the best train? Oh, number 7. Nice. So the number 7 is the last one, aka Katira Stalia with her exile bunch over there. There we go. Congratulations, Katira. You have won. All right. This week, take a screenshot, including a beautiful screenshot to celebrate fall. It's fall in game, so you can do it. Beautiful, we said. F11 is your friend. Important clue. All right? So that's the new game for this week. That should be simple enough. Everyone can participate. We have 2 meetings per week where the devs and the community discuss together. And we have 1 event per week, one event per month where the devs and the players are playing together on the QA server. So be sure to check out the event. There is also every week on the Sunday, and it's months and months and months, almost 1 year that we're doing that. There is the trade fair, the Sunday night. The trade fair is the best moment if you are a role player to participate and gather your friends and gather your guilds and do some light role play with the people that are trading. It's also a good moment to socialize with other players directly in game and say hi. And of course, the main purpose is still to allow you to sell and craft more easily, craft for the player. If you need something crafted, that might be the good day to check out if you have the possibility. So do not ignore the trade fair. Come numerous. I will also try to spice the trade fair a little bit with some mini game time to time, not every week, but and if you want to do something yourself, you're very welcome to organize that. So that's for the events. So I hope you are checking them up. I try to make good use of the calendar on Discord to really promote events and to be sure that players are aware of them and have the possibility to join up. So even if you don't play Embers Adrift very regularly, or if you have taken a break, you can always come back for just 1 evening or 2 and see how things are going on. Remember, you don't have to pay your monthly sub, so you have access to the game whenever you want, as long as you have purchased it a first time. And that's it for today. Thank you so very much for watching this episode. Do not forget to like, to subscribe to our channel, and to join me on Twitch TV during the maintenance to interact directly and ask you questions live. It's always fun to have people to discuss about Embers Adrift together. You take care of yourself and see you soon. Bye everyone.